husband and I have been married for 27 years. We both were in the same high demand religion, and we have both eventually left it. I left it about 12 years ago. He's kind of gone back and forth, but he's completely out now. But I'm realizing I have lots of resentment around how he treated me while we were in the religion and then since. And now I'm older and I'm realizing he also has all his own trauma around that, but I don't quite know how to forgive where we've been and move forward past how I'm feeling right now.
So give me some examples of some things that you are still resenting.
Okay, so when we were in the religion, I was I don't know how to describe it. I don't want to say good girl because I don't think I'm a bad girl, but I was very good at following all the rules.
How about a compliant girl?
Compliant, very good. That's a perfect word to describe.
You did what you were told, and you took all your wants and needs and feelings and shoved them in a box, and you did what the next person told you to do. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So that's how I grew up, and then the saying I always say to everybody is I left my dad's house and went straight to my husband. Okay. So I was very compliant growing up. I was a very compliant wife. I've had lots of children. I've done all the right things. And then I just couldn't do it anymore. And so now that I've left, I've realized that he was probably just telling me what he was told to tell me while we were younger, but it's made me feel bad because it was a lot of how he didn't like the way I looked. I wasn't the standard of beauty, I guess you could say, in our religion. And so he would say things to me like, well, you're cute. And I would be like, but I want to be beautiful. Well, you're not beautiful. You're cute. So he would kind of downplay, I don't know, how I felt about myself all the time. And then the house was never clean enough. The kids were never quiet enough. It was a lot of that when they were growing up. Now that I've changed and I feel like I look different and I behave different, now I get a lot of, I don't like the way you look. I don't like the way you talk. So I just feel like it doesn't matter what I look and say and do, I'm not good enough or right for him. Yeah. So I don't know quite what to do with those feelings because I don't want to be divorced and I don't want to leave him. And I understand we've lived a pretty great life. It's just a lot of these feelings have just kind of all piled up on themselves, and I don't know how to deal with it. Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. So I hear two things happening at the same time. One is you were both in a religious tradition that told him that every wrong thing in his life was the woman in his life's fault.
Oh, wow.
And you were told that everything you feel is wrong and the things you're supposed to feel are whatever he tells you to do.
Wow.
And over time, y'all both broke free from that. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Yeah.
But I also hear those same things, he's continuing to hurt you in that way.
Yeah.
And so I don't want you to conflate, I resent the way he used to treat me. Mm-hmm. I want you to own this is happening right now. Okay, and it's both a more graceful. Yeah, we're both breathing in the same smoke 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
and you're not anymore, and yet these actions are continuing.
Wow. Yeah.
And so that's a scarier proposition. Yeah. It's at the same time more graceful, and also I got to deal with this present reality that my husband looks me in the eye and says, "You are not beautiful enough for me."
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably me saying the words, "I'll give you a pass." It's probably not the right way to say that, but I'll give anybody grace on them simply walking on the path they were given and assigned.
Yeah, okay? For sure.
And
especially
because if you're in a high demand religion, you probably this move probably cost you friends, it probably cost you family. It comes with a lot of unhooking, which is really painful, right?
Yeah, I describe it as a death. Yeah, I feel like I had a death in my life. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
And so I'm not going to say I'm give somebody a pass, but dude, I've got so much grace for folks. who look back and think, oh my gosh, look who I was, look what I did, look who I became. And some of that, to be honest with you, is we talk a lot about like when you break free from these type of unhealthy, and in this case, sometimes it's family dynamics, sometimes it's religion dynamics, that sense of empowerment you feel, it almost always leads to this contempt. Like, I'm above this now. I figured out something and all of y'all hurt me and y'all were painful. And some of that's true, but here's the challenge. Most people don't do what I think is the next hardest step, which is forgive themselves.
Wow. I never thought to do that.
Well, often that discomfort we're still carrying around about what they did to me also is, in a twisted way, I allowed this to happen. I signed up for this. I participated in this for 5, 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Right? And that comes with forgiveness and grace for the woman you see in the mirror. And none of it excuses where you and your husband are right now.
Yeah.
So tell me about the things he says, because what I hear is, and listen, I can be super wrong what I'm hearing, so I want you to help correct me.
Okay.
What I'm hearing is you just want this guy that you've built a life with, you want him to want you.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. This is an ad for Betterhelp. I talk to hurting people for a living, and yes, I can help out folks in tiny chunks of time here on the internets, but often more help is needed. That's why I recommend people go to therapy. And if you're thinking about therapy, try BetterHelp. It's 100% online, so it's affordable and convenient. They've got over 30,000 therapists, and they're great at finding just the right one for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Delony for 10% off your first month. Tell me about that.
No, that's absolutely it. I mean, about 4 years ago, I found out I had breast cancer, and he was so hands off with me. It was almost surprising to me how hands off. I mean, there would be nights I would cry myself to sleep in my closet because he would be so frustrated with me by how I was handling it. And
tell me about that.
Has made me feel. He would tell me that I was being too negative, or or it's not that big of a deal, or people have it worse, and so I would lay in bed and cry because I wasn't trying to be negative, but I also had to feel what I was feeling at the time.
Absolutely.
And so I would lay in bed and cry at night because I felt like I always had to keep it together because, unfortunately for me, I'm a people pleaser to the end. But so I would feel like I had to keep it together for everybody at work all day and my kids and yada, yada, yada. And then I would just want to be able to just cry in bed at night if I needed to. And he would tell me, you're going to die if you're this negative. You can't keep doing this. You're just being so negative. And
good gosh. Okay, let me just tell you straight up. That's not supposed to happen like that.
Okay.
Like I'm doing my best to not get enraged inside my chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On your behalf. I just met you.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'll just sit here with you for a sec. Because you've been lonely inside your house for a long, long time, haven't you?
27 years.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you got to experience, I think, one of the scariest things ever, which is when we squash part of ourselves to make ourselves, quote unquote, lovable.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a story we tell ourselves that when the chips are down, our spouse will stand beside us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you squash part of yourself for a long, long time. Mm-hmm. And he did too.
Yeah.
But then the chips fell. And you found yourself all alone.
Yeah, still.
That's the definition of trauma, is a disconnection from yourself and others. Now, here's my next statement. You can't control him. So my next question for you is, have you sat down across the table and chosen not to continue to hold this pain in this new era that you're in, this new season of empowerment and strength, and said, here is how you hurt me? Or a better way to say it is, I was so hurt.
I'm honestly afraid to say it.
Tell me what that fear is.
I feel like anytime I've tried to be honest about my feelings, he can't hear me.
That's not true. He won't hear you.
He won't. Yeah, he won't hear me. He just gets mad about, and then he turns it into, I never do anything right, and I'm always a failure. And then I feel like I have to squash it again because I've made him feel some kind of way, and I need to fix it.
So there's an old therapy saying there's a one up and a one down position. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it tends to fall across gender lines, although I'm watching it in real time shift, where men often hold one up position because they're just got bigger muscles and they can get loud and they can be ferocious, right? This is my house. This is the way we're going to do things. But there's also a way to take power over a household in the one down position. And the joke I always make is we all have that woman in our family that's like, oh, I don't want to eat there. You know what? That's okay. I just won't eat. I'll just eat the napkins in the glove box. Y'all go ahead without me. And it's a way that the whole family stops and goes, okay, where do you want to go? Right? It's the same capture of power, just done in a different way. And I'm watching more and more men take this on as culture has said, hey, you can't beat your chest and yell anymore because masculinity, like it's a poisonous version of that. What they're doing now is, I just can't do anything right, and you just hate me, and I'm such a failure. And then the whole house goes, you're not a failure, right? And it's the same move. It's just done on the other side, underneath the water instead on top of the boat.
Yeah, and it's almost like I can't point it out because what is it? I don't. Yeah.
Here's what it is. My body was at war with me, and you blamed me for making you uncomfortable. Every time I have a feeling inside my own house, you tell me something is wrong with me. You are such a weak, childish coward that you can't hold your wife's feelings. And you can lift all the weights in the world and do all the MMA in the world and get all the tattoos in the world and have all the guns in the world and listen to all the Red Pill podcasts in the world. But if you can't hold your wife's pain, you are not a man. Period.
Yeah.
That's the job. And not only is that the job, that's the greatest gift on the planet.
Yeah.
And so hear me say, your pain is real. Now, I've seen some people be successful, both men and women, by sitting down and saying, we need to have a hard conversation, and I'm going to ask you to act like an adult here.
Okay.
What does that mean? What is it? I'm going to say some heavy things, and I'm going to ask you to not retreat. I'm going to ask you to stand firm, and I'm going to ask you to finally listen to me.
Okay.
And I'm going to challenge you as best as possible to use I statements instead of you statements.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely need to work on that. Okay.
And somebody who feels perpetually attacked in their home with you, perpetually feels like a victim.
Yeah.
Versus, I had breast cancer and you blamed me for crying too loud.
Yeah.
I went through this many years of being told that my voice didn't matter. And I just want you to look at me and say, I'm glad that you're my wife.
Sorry, I'm a crybaby.
No, you're not a crybaby. You're somebody who's got your emotions, rightfully so, because for a big chunk of your life, they told you God didn't like your emotions. And then the person that you were hitched to said, they make me uncomfortable, so keep them bottled up. They will bubble over. And here's what's, tell me if I'm wrong. Are there seasons, are there times when you just explode? And then he goes, see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what happens. Yeah. That's what happens when these things get just shaken up like a 2-liter bottle with the lid on. Intimacy is you.
When I do that.
Well, I know, but it's a way that somebody will point at you and make it your fault. And so here's what has to happen. You have to have a safe place right now. And I don't say safe like in the kumbaya nonsense. I'm talking about a trusted person or group of people. Not that you can complain to and whine to, because that doesn't help. But a place where you can be heard and you can let your feelings out. Because feelings don't tell us the truth all the time, but they do have significant value. They are data.
Okay.
And so if that's not him right now, that is you once a week getting with a group of girlfriends. Not to say, my husband, it's to say, whew, I need to say in front of some people that I feel really lonely right now. I'm still scared to death that my body is going to kill me from the inside out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still feel really lonely, even though my husband and I raised some great kids together.
Oh. Okay. I can do that.
And my hope is that if you look at your husband and say, you've got one job and that's to keep me safe and love me, that he'll rise to that occasion. If it's said in that direct of a way. I feel like I say this every show, but you're not crazy and your pain is real and your feelings are righteous and good.
Okay. Thank you for saying that.
I want you to write a letter to 22-year-old you. And I want you to tell her I forgive you.
Okay.
Okay? Because that girl is just doing what she knew. And you're kind of pissed at her, aren't you?
Yeah, I really don't like her at all.
I know. Hey, don't judge that girl. Let her go. She was just trying to make do with what she had, with what she knew.
Okay.
And then we have to deal with the gnarly present reality that you're in right now, okay?
Okay.
It's been a high honor that I get to talk to you today, and you call me anytime, okay? And if your husband wants to call and say, okay, I get it, I don't know what to do next, tell him I'd love for him to pull up a seat and we'll figure it out.
I love that. Okay. I appreciate it. Yep.
And if y'all want to call me together, y'all can do that also, okay?
All right. I appreciate it.
All right. Blessings to you. I appreciate the call so much.